share my screen. So the first thing we do, right? Obviously, there are certain tasks we have to do. There are two tabs over here. There is a report tab. Right? There is a report tab which talks about the reports we need to create. Okay. And there is a data tab which you see. So since there are 8 members, so I'm not sure if you've decided the group, but as of now you can just choose. There are supposedly 9 groups over here. Okay, there's data for 9 groups, but you can choose any one group, A, B, C, whatever group you just from a data analysis perspective. Okay, and the first thing that we do, right, whenever we see some data, we need to understand what is the meaning of each of the column names, each of the fields which are there. Right? Ideally, what we create is something known as a data dictionary. So if I just paste that value, say I'm just going to copy this, and this is the column name which we have. Ideally, what we should have is a data dictionary. Okay, ideally what we should have is a data dictionary. What it means is, what is the definition of this particular column? That's what we are supposed to figure out. That's the first thing we do. So here, quite a lot of this information is self-explanatory. If I look at it from that perspective, this information is explanatory. This is the group number. This is the unique ID. The only information that you might find not really easy to comprehend is that which columns do you not understand is my first question. Just looking at this data, which columns are not easy to understand or you're hearing it for the first time? Anybody? Any idea which column you've seen for the first time? Look at the data. Just look at this particular data. Column doesn't make sense.
DRG definition.
Right. Do all the others make sense?
Yeah, they do.
They're easy to comprehend. So just to give an idea what is DRG is a 3-character code. Okay, it's a 3-character code which talks about what was the procedure or what was the treatment given to that patient. The full form is diagnostic related. In healthcare, you have quite a lot of codes. You have diagnosis codes, which are known as ICD, International Classification of Diseases. A patient can have more than one diagnosis. There can be a combination of diagnoses. When I look at ICD, there is the currently used version is the 10th version. Okay, ICD 10 is in use, so it's called as ICD 10. This has two parts. One is the diagnosis code, ICD 10 CM, and ICD 10 PCS. This gives the diagnosis. This gives the procedures. When I say diagnosis, it's like somebody has diabetes, somebody has a heart condition. Procedure would be somebody, there was a knee replacement surgery done, or angioplasty done. So all those procedures come over here. Okay. Now what happens in this terms of diagnostic related grouping? It's more in terms of wherein I give a combination of codes and I get one particular number. It's representing 10 different diagnoses as one particular number. Okay, simply put, that is what is the purpose of that. So if you look at it, 039, the definition is there in this itself, extracranial procedures. If I look at the others, degenerative, yeah, let's see what is the, let's go there only. So I go to data. I'm just going to explain this quickly. There are 100 unique values over here. So if you see this, right, degenerative nervous disease, 64 is intracranial hemorrhage or cerebral infarction. Okay, that's a brain hemorrhage if I'm not mistaken. Transient ischemia, seizures. This is a representation of the condition the patient has. COPD, pneumonia. So again, this is just from that perspective, you can think of it as a description of the condition the patient has. Clear? Does that help?
Yes, sir.
So that is the first thing we do. We try to create the data dictionary. Now there are quite a lot of shortcuts in Excel. You see these two tabs over here. If I want to navigate between these two tabs, I do control page up and page down. If I do control page down, it goes to the right. If I do control page up, it goes to the left. Can you try that? Were you able to try that? Control page up and page down. The same Excel, the assignment that I shared, right? Control page up and page down.
Yes, it's okay.
Right? I didn't catch what he said.
Yeah, I said it's working. I tried it.
All right. Now open another workbook. So do control N and a new workbook will open. Okay. So if I want to navigate between two workbooks, I have to use control and tab. It navigate between the two workbooks. Or control shift tab should work. No, control shift tab is not working. Control tab works. Now the other way is if I press Alt W and again W. Right? If you see it, right, if I press Alt W, it goes to this view window. And here you see this option of switch windows. So again, if I press W, it shows me a list of all the Excel workbooks which are open. Did you get that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So control tab is to switch between workbooks. Control page down and page up is to switch between worksheets within one workbook. You have a lot of data, you want to navigate between the data. So you try move your cursor to the first cell, that is A1, and from here do control right, control down, control left, control up. You'll navigate the entire sheet. Control right, right arrow, control left arrow, control the down arrow, left arrow, up arrow. Right, down, left, up. So the entire sheet gets navigated. So that's a shortcut to navigate to the rightmost cell, rightmost used cell of your data region. If you want to go to the bottommost cell, you'll use control down. On the leftmost, control left. Uppermost, control up. Did you get that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now the challenge over here is, let's say I have a break in between over here. I have a break like this. I entered a row. To include a row, right? What I do is Alt I C. That's the shortcut. You can even do right click on this column and insert. So it will insert a column. The shortcut is Alt I C. And in the same way, if I do Alt I and R, it inserts a row. Okay, so what we're doing is just see control plus N is a new sheet, new workbook. Then we looked at control plus right arrow, left arrow, down arrow, and up. We looked at control tab. This will navigate between workbooks. We looked at control page up. Okay. We looked at these reports. Let me just save it before I forget. Now we were talking about how to insert a row, right? So I'll write that also. Right? Alt plus I. So Alt plus I is insert. If I do R, it will insert a row. If I do C, it will insert a column. So this is insert row, insert a column. So try that. Alt I C is inserting a column. Alt I row is inserting a row. Now the challenge which was there, right, in terms of control plus right arrow, control plus left arrow, it is selecting, it is going to go to the last used cell. If there is a gap in between, it's going to stop over there. So like over here, right, I'm going to cell A1 and I do control and down arrow. It goes to, it does not go till the end because there is a gap in between. If there was no gap in between like this, then it goes to the last cell. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So again, in the same way, if I do control and A, and if there was no gap over here, okay, if I do control A, it will select the entire region. Okay, if I do where there is no gap, but let's say I still have that gap in between, and I do control A. I'll have to do control A again to select the entire region. I'll have to do control A twice, but here it is only going to select the region where there is no gap. Then I'll again have to do control, shift and right arrow. The other way to select a region is control. See, when I do control and down arrow, right, it just navigates. But if I do control shift and down arrow, it will select the column. So try that as well. If you do control plus shift plus down arrow, it will select the row. Try this, control shift down arrow. If I do control shift right arrow, let's assume there is no gap. Control shift right arrow will select the entire row. That is still the used cell.
Yes, I tried it.
Very good. Now let's try both of them together. If I do control shift down arrow, then I press the right arrow. So I'm going to select the entire region. Make sense? Try it.
Yes, sir.
It does the same thing what control A does. Okay, if I'm selecting control A, it is selecting the entire region. But if there is a gap, you will have to do it this way. Okay, if there is a gap over here, like this, if I press control A, it is going to select only till column D. And then again, I need to press control shift and right arrow. Okay. So that is what it does. So try this also. You get that?
Yes, sir.
You have the new worksheet open, right? You have the new worksheet open. In this, I want to add a new sheet. In right, you have a new worksheet open, new workbook open rather. An empty workbook, you might have that open. If you haven't got that open, do Control N and open a new workbook. After that, we want to add a new sheet. So to add a new sheet, there are multiple ways. One way is just click on this plus symbol. It will add a new sheet. And the other way is to use Shift and F11. Okay, if I use Shift and F11, that is what you can add a new sheet over also like that way. Click on plus or Shift and F11. We'll rename the sheet as report or base data. Make it as base data. You have that? Were you able to do this?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now in this, right, choose any one group's data. To do that, we need to filter this data. In order to filter the data, right, you can go to data, or rather go to on home itself. You should see a symbol of sort and filter. And then if I click on filter, you see this Control Shift L is the shortcut for that. Okay. Or I also use Alt D F F. That also does the same thing. Alt plus D plus F plus F, or Control plus Shift plus L. Both of them do the same thing, filter the data. Or I can just click the filter symbol, which you see over here, right? I can just click this filter symbol. The key or the importance over here, right? Again, if there is a gap in between, and I do the filter, it will not show everything else. Yeah, if there is no, let's say if there was no, let me remove the filter. If there was no gap over here, and now if I apply the filter, I see all the columns, I see all the values, right? A to I. But if there was a gap in between, and now if I apply the filter is not showing all the rows. It is showing the rows only till this particular cell where there is a gap. So in order to avoid this, what we should do is we should select this entire data and then apply a filter. When I do that, it shows A to I and also a blank row. So this blank row is this row number 16 which was there. Okay, you should select the data to avoid if there are any gaps. If there are no gaps, you know there are no gaps, you can just apply this filter. Can you try that? Try the shortcuts as well. Alt D F F, Control Shift plus L. Let me know if you're facing any issues.
No, no issues, sir.
Alrighty. So filter on one particular group's data. We'll select. Let's just filter the data for group A for now. Somebody can select group B also if you want to. Select that data, and we added a sheet called base data in the other workbook. We're going to paste it over there. So to copy the data, it is Control A, Control C is to copy the data. Yeah. Move to the other tab, other workbook, and Control V is to paste the data. I'm sure you're aware of this. Let me know if you've copied the data.
Done, sir.
Okay, everybody else done? I'm assuming you're all done. If you have any questions, please stop me. Now you notice over here, right? The data is squeezed. Okay. What we need to do is we need to fit this data, auto fit the columns. One way is when I move my mouse between these names A and B or B and C, the column B and B, C, you notice this, the symbol of the mouse changes, the cursor changes of the mouse. It's like a plus symbol. I mean, this is a hospital plus symbol that you see over here, but this becomes a thinner plus symbol with a vertical line and a double sided arrow. Yeah. So if I just double click this, it fits that column. If I again double click this, it fits this particular column. Okay, that is one way of doing it to fit the data. The other way is when you paste the data, right? We do Alt O C A. That is auto fitting the data. Alt plus O plus C plus A. That's auto fit. Want me to repeat that? What I did? I deleted this cell, and to delete that is Alt plus E plus D. So it deletes the rows, by the way. Just pressing delete will not delete the rows. It will still go to the last cell. I'll show it to you once again. So I have selected my data. I go to this sheet. I paste it. Now, one way is obviously, like I said, just go on doing it this way. But the faster way is Alt O C and A. Right? You need to press Alt, then leave the mouse, then O, or rather don't keep Alt pressed only. You have to press it only once. You have to press Alt. So you see this pop-up coming like this. Then O, then C and A. Please try that.
Oh, done, sir.
Done.
Everybody else done? Anybody facing any issues? Dhanashri, Samiksha, Shafina, any issues? You guys there?
Done, sir.
Okay. Now what we are going to do is we are going to look at the second tab of the base sheet. We need to create a report like this. Okay, we need to create a report like this. So we are going to first focus on creating this report. There are four different types of reports over here. We're going to see how we create the report using formulas, Excel formulas. And that's the best way to learn rather than I just telling you that this is the formula for XYZ or this is a formula for something else. Okay. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm just copying these four columns, these four rows. Okay. So if I press shift and space bar, it selects the entire row. If I do control and space bar, it will select the entire column. Okay. That's another shortcut for you. If I press shift plus space bar, select the same thing, shift and space bar, select the row, entire row from end to end. And if I do control plus space bar, it will select the entire column, irrespective of how many spaces are there or not there. This selects the entire column. And if I press control shift space bar, it will select the entire region. That is the entire sheet. Okay, wherever you are, if I press control shift space bar, the entire region is selected. You can go anywhere and do that. Okay. This did not do that. Okay, I had to do it twice. You can try this. I had to do it twice because there was a gap. Again. Control space bar, then control shift space bar separately, then it works. Control space bar, then control plus shift plus space bar. Okay. So I have this data now with us, and we're going to add another sheet. Shift 11. I'm going to move it to the right. To move it to the right, just click on the sheet and drag it on the right. And we're going to name it report #01. In this report, I'm going to copy just these 4 rows, or other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows. Just copy these 5 rows in this particular sheet over here. Auto fit this like we auto fitted the other sheet. Just auto fit this. Let me know once you have copied these rows in a different sheet itself.
Done, sir.
Alright. Everybody else done? I'm assuming nobody's, I just got one response, so I'm assuming others are done. If you're not, please stop me. The first thing we're going to look at is this current date. So we're going to use one formula. There are multiple ways of getting the date. Obviously, you can just type the date. You can type 125 2021. I can type the date, or I can write the function today. If you see, right, if you start typing today, if you just type equal to TO, it tells you returns the current date and date formatted as a date. Okay, and if I press tab and enter, it gives me the date. The other way is to use a function called as now. So this gives me date as well as time. But as of now, I want only the date. I don't want the time. So if I change this, right, after a minute, the time will also change, since this is a function. So here we are going to use today. Please try both these functions. Please try both these functions today and now.
So can you show that again, please?
So you need to type, the first thing for any formula is the equal to sign. Any formula starts with an equal to sign. So you need to write equal to, and you start typing TODAY. Okay, return the current date formatted as the date. So when I type TOD and I press tab, the entire function comes in, and I press enter. The other is using NOW now. So again it tells you returns the current date and time formatted as date and time. Got it? Another way of looking at it is if you go to the formulas ribbon or formulas tab, if I click on insert function, right, it tells you this function does not take any arguments. Okay, in the same way for now also it will tell you the same thing. It does not take any arguments. That's it. Everybody got that?
So in the now function, it's not showing time for me. Like 10:14 is not showing that.
Can you share your screen? What is it showing? Can you share your screen?
1 second, sir.
You're sharing a screen or?
One second. It worked, sir.
Alrighty. Anybody else who's facing any issues? The next step is we want to populate the provider name. Okay, so in our data we want to copy provider name over here. So let's take this data. Let's go to the sheet, base data sheet that we've created. Add a new sheet. We'll call it name working. And copy this column. Control Shift down arrow on the provider name. Copy this column. Copy this column over here. Auto fit it. Let me know once you've copied the data. Just copy the provider name in a new sheet, new worksheet.
Done, sir.
Okay. Let's sort this data. Okay, just for our purpose, we want to sort this data because if you see right over here, it starts with A. It is not starting with anything else, in any other alphabet for that matter. We'll have to sort this data. Okay. One is sorting the data. To sort the data, again there are multiple ways. You can go over here, just click on sort A to Z. Yeah, in this down arrow, or you do Alt DS. Alt DS is the shortcut for sorting the data to get that pop-up of sort. Alt plus D plus S. So when I do this Alt DS, I get this pop-up. My data has headers. If there is no header, it will include provider name also, but I know my data has a header. I am selecting only provider name. Sort on the cells A to Z. Okay, and I click OK. And I see so many records of Allegiance Health. I see so many records of Alpena region. The ask in our report is I want one record per hospital. Per hospital name, I want one record per hospital name. I do not want all the hospitals like this. Right? I don't want an individual record per se. So what we are going to do is we're going to delete the duplicates. But first, sort the data. Yeah. One way is just go over here, sort A to Z. It'll do the same thing. Or do Alt DS and you'll see this pop up. That is a custom sort. This one which you see, right? This custom sort is what you get when you do Alt DS. Can you type your name in the chat so I'll mark your attendance in the end? Yeah, and one request, right? When you're logging in, I somehow I see Just the guest name. If you can change your name to your actual name, that will also help me. If somehow I miss something, because here I see just guest. Everybody sorted the data?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, thank you so much. Now we're going to remove the duplicates. Okay, so you again over here to remove the duplicates, you need to go to the data tab and you'll see an option over here. You see this remove duplicates. If you are using an older version of Excel, you will still find it over here itself. In the data tools, you will find that option to remove the duplicates. So click on this. It will automatically select this data, select the region, and we press OK. So we have 92 values which are there. Were you able to remove the duplicates?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Alrighty. So,
Sir, can you repeat?
okay, you want me to repeat? What I did was, were you able to sort the data? Do you have the data sorted?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in your data tab, in your data ribbon in Excel, under data tools, do you see a symbol like this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So click on that symbol. It will remove the duplicate. It is automatically selecting the region, and when I press OK, it tells you there were 5,327 duplicate values found and removed. 92 unique values remain. So it removes all the duplicates and only these values are remaining now. Do you have that?
Yes, sir, done.
Alrighty. Now one more formula which you're going to use is, you see this? How is the font of this particular hospital name? And how is the font over here? This is all caps, right? This is all caps, and I want to convert that into normal text. If you look at this, the first character is capital for the hospital name. In the other cases, the hospital name is all caps. You understood the problem,
Yes, sir.
right? So if I look at this, right, if you have used Word anytime, I'm going to use a blank document in Word, and I'm going to just, okay, Khulja Sim Sim, come on. Yeah, if you used Word anytime, and if I click on this, right, if I select the data and you see the symbol over here, change the case, capitalize each word. This is what I want. Allegiance Health. This is what I want. This is how I want it. Obviously, one way is I can just copy this entire sheet over here, copy this data into Excel notepad or in this, and change it to capitalize each word, copy this and put it back here. This is not what I want. I don't want to do it this way. This is more tedious. What if you had 10,000 records? You can still do that. What if you had 100,000 records? You
Excuse
can
me,
still,
sir.
yes,
So actually, I'm getting 738 unique values, not 92.
738. Can you share your screen?
I'll
Which
try.
you have taken the entire data, I assume.
Uh, the single, The
Yeah, show me,
one
show me.
column.
Show me the data. Can you go
Is
back?
it visible?
Yeah, can you go to the can you go to the base data IPPS?
Yes, sir.
So what you have done, right? You selected the entire column. What we had to do was you have to select only one group's data. So we had to filter on group A or B or C and select only that data.
We also have to filter this column.
No, no. We had to filter column A group. Okay, select any particular group over there. That is what I had said. No, no. Just click on that down group A, right? Just select. वो selection निकाल दो. Selection हटाओ. Unselect the column. First, unselect the column. Do cancel. Cancel, cancel. Okay, press OK. Here you see 5,400 records are odd, right? We have to select this data into a separate sheet. We don't want to take the entire data. That is why I have created different groups. Data is there for different groups. So do Control A.
Yes, sir. I'll do the rest. I guess I missed that step.
Yeah, no worries.
Thank you, sir.
So like I said, right, we have to now we need to make this data into a proper format. There are multiple functions over here. There is a function called as lower, which will make this data into lowercase. If I use upper, obviously it is already uppercase, that will also be there. So I don't want to use this function. What I have to use is a function called as proper. In Excel, there is a function called as proper, and that gives me this value. It gives me the value that I am looking for, the structure that I'm looking for, that is capitalizing each alphabet or each character. So I'm going to list down the function that also we saw: lower, upper, upper. I'm going to delete these two columns. I don't want them. I want only these. Now, if I go to the formulas tab over here and do insert function, then it shows me what is the input argument, and it shows the output also over here. So if you're not sure of a formula, right, you go to this insert function and you can search for the formula proper, and it shows this. It also shows the definition, by the way. If you see, right, proper converts the text into a proper case, first letter in each word to the uppercase and other letters to lowercase. That is what the proper function does. If I click on this proper and if I select A2 over here, it tells me the output it gives me is Allegiance Health in the proper case.
Yes, sir.
And now I need to repeat this for all the cells, all the rows, by the way. Yeah, and one way to do it is when you move your mouse to the right corner of the cell where you have the formula, right, again the cursor changes. It looks like a plus symbol with no double-sided arrows. Here, if I move my mouse, you see a double-sided arrow horizontally. Here, I do not see any double-sided arrow or anything at all. So if I just double-click over here, it repeats that entire cell till the end. That is one way. The other way is to use Control D. So if I select the region like this, right, till the cell that I want, I press Control D, it repeats the formula from top to the end. The easier way is using this. And again, the same thing applies over here. If there was a gap in between over here, okay, let's say there is a gap over here. The data is repeated till where there is, on the left hand side, there is no blank. That is where the form, till that point is the formula repeated. But for now there is no gap. We haven't put any gap. So just double click this and this goes to the round. Okay, folks.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now what we have to do, the last step is I need to copy this over here. I Control C and do Control V. But this goes away. So what I want you to do, I'm assuming tomorrow you don't have a session, right? Tomorrow is a holiday for you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So think about it, why this, when I paste the data, why this doesn't come over here? Yeah, it's coming over here, but why it's not coming over here? So think about it and we'll discuss it in the next session. So I've recorded this session, I'll upload it and I'll let you know the link. Okay.
Okay, sir.